A lot of smiles this week with construction beginning on a new gymnasium complex here at Okanagan College. But behind the scenes, things aren't so happy. With a deficit of over $8 million, Okanagan College had to inform 35 faculty members that they face possible layoff.
It is a tough time. It's a challenging and complex environment. You mentioned, of course, while we have capital projects, which are funded quite differently, the Wellness Center, almost entirely funded through community donations, really future focused and will be a wonderful facility here on campus. We're also navigating some challenges operationally, like many other post-secondary institutions.
Right. So I mentioned this number 35 faculty members, but you're going through a sort of a series of attempts to whittle down your N number of faculty members without just handing people a pink slip.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the number 35 was the number of positions inclusive of instructional staff, certainly faculty as well as other instructors and positions at the college, where in February, that was the number of positions we were thinking would potentially be impacted. Since that time, over the past few months, we've been able to offer early retirement incentive program to eligible employees, and that's one of the mitigating strategies that we're exploring, and that program has generated some uptake. So people who are able to take that step into their retirement and in doing so offset layoffs. So for example, now we're looking at a number that's closer to 20.
But the union representing the faculty says all these layoffs might not be entirely necessary and they want to bring it all to a halt.
I've been working very productively with the employers, and they have offered these early retirement offers only in a couple of areas because they're looking for that direct mitigation. One person needs to go for another person to stay. But this is a more complex problem than that. We need talent to stay in all of our different departments. So if we heavily erode through early retirements, our arts and business faculties, for example, we're going to be in a position where we're playing catch up to get those people to come back to our community. We're not like Vancouver. We're not like a big city. We also know that what's happening at our outer campuses is that the offerings there are going to be shifting to being part of a larger class through electronic means. That's a real shift from a community college with in-person ability to communicate directly with your professor in person. And there are some people who want online. But I'd like our communities in Vernon, Salmon Arm, and Penticton to be sending that message to the college of do they want online instruction? Do they want in person? I really think that decision should be made jointly with our communities.
Are there still some other exit ramps for the final 20 positions that are short of just a direct "you're laid offs"?
100%. We're still definitely actively exploring and working to implement strategies that can further reduce the number of people who might have to be laid off in the next little while. And some of those strategies are still in place. So that's looking at opportunities, whether it's for job sharing or other types of voluntary exits. Those opportunities are still being explored. There might be opportunities as well where someone who holds a certain position is able to look at something else within the college. Those are all strategies that we're working through.
Right, and what's the time frame until you've got to be sort of through this process?
Well, we're certainly looking at fall enrollment and those numbers as those are coming in. It's still a bit early. So this is something that we're likely going to be working through now and in the coming weeks and months, but probably for another year or so, just as things settle.
We don't just report the news. We live here too. We're your neighbors, bringing you stories that matter to all of us. No government funding, no outside influence. Kelowna Now, local, independent. News you can trust.